Blues Views. Coach Bleau, welcome to Blues Views. 4 wins from 4, 23 goals scored, 1 conceded. Pretty impressive start. What's pleased you most about the performances so far?
Oh, I first want to, thank you, Alex, for getting the clips together. That stuff's been great. Picking it up, the kids are loving it. I'm loving it. The coaches are loving it. So it's been a lot of fun. First, that's the most I think is we've come out every game ready to play. I mean, we know some teams aren't going to be great, and we still come out fired up and foot in the gas pedal and ready to go right from the start. So the energy level's been awesome for every start of our game.
Yeah, there seems to be a great togetherness in this group. There's a lot of competition for places, deep squad. How does this group of kids compare to kids that you've coached in the past, and this team versus some of the other teams that you've coached over the years?
Well, we're certainly the deepest we've ever been right now. Yeah. On the in the program. We have 25 on the roster, and all of them can play. Yeah. So that's been awesome. Now that's going to keep the competition level up. It also gives me the flexibility to put people at different spots on the field and change the lineups in, and maybe I'll see something out there and put another kid in. I know how they play. Also being real familiar with the kids since the youth soccer. I know them for a long time, so I know some strengths they have, so I can try to put them in a spot to be successful too.
Yeah. And you made a few changes. I mean, you've been consistent with the starting lineup, but against Ipswich you made a couple of changes. You changed the formation around. What you thinking around that?
Trying to close the middle of the field down a little bit better, where we have some strengths, and getting guys like Jack in there where he can run up and down the field and all over, for one thing. And then also knowing that we're strong in the back, but guys will still track back so we can push forward even more. And using a game like Ipswich to try to work out some formations that can help us going forward too. Like, I'm not just thinking how we're going to win this game. I'm our goals are bigger than just one game at a time. We're looking at how we're going to win a tournament game, how we're going to compete for the win the KPN League title, and we get in those tight games. Can I go to 3 in the back? Yeah. Can I go to 5 mids? Can I go 3 forwards? So we're going to try to do a few of those things to get some more options out there.
The late win against Pentucket was definitely a highlight so far. It was really impressive turnaround from the team after so many chances, so many misses, great saves. The team showed really great spirit there. How do we, to keep it going to the end? What did you say to them? At that timeout, it was about 10 minutes to go. You brought them all together. What did you say to them to keep it going and get the win?
I felt that we were always going to catch them, and around that time I started. It was the first time I thought I got a little bit nervous about it, and I know we had to change the formation. And the formation that we changed, going I think about 20 minutes in that we changed, definitely helped. We put some pressure on them all over there, and then I just wanted to give them confidence that we could do it. And God, it was only a few minutes later we scored. And so then at that point we're like, all right, do we settle for that? And I'm like, not a chance. We're keeping 3 guys in the back. We're pushing everyone forward. We're trying to get the win. Yeah. And we kept going after it. And things got to fall into place. And I've been on plenty of the other sides of them not happening, not falling in. And I think when you have a special bunch and a good core group of kids like we have, those things happen.
Yeah. You've been particularly good from set plays, not just the throws, which are amazing for Felmer's throws, but also corners, free kicks. Is this something you really focused on, working on a lot in practice? What do you think is the secret to success?
Yeah, we got to work on it a little more this year. What was nice is we started Monday rather than the Thursday. So rather than getting into fitness for all the 3 days and getting them after, we started free kicks the first 3rd day in.
Yeah.
And I think that was helpful, getting that on the agenda earlier. Also something I wanted to get better at, that I looked at our program last year that we need to improve on, certainly free kicks. Yeah. And I think we have some guys who can hit them, so that helps. We got Brady with his left foot up there. James he's been killing the ball off that right side off some strikes, and Max Gain can certainly hit a ball too. Yeah. And they're also good at whipping corners in. And when we have some size on corners and some size on crosses, it also helps on the set pieces too. We're not afraid to get in there and mix it up. Yeah.
Looking strong at the back as well. I mean, all around, the only goal you conceded was kind of lucky, and you're happy with how that defense is shaping up, and you got some options there as well, right? They've got some strong kids back there.
Yeah, we were pretty confident going into the year. We returned 3 starters out of the 4. And we knew we had a couple guys that could jump right in and play. They were good enough last year, to be honest, to play for the varsity. They just didn't get the minutes because we had guys already in there. So it's more of competing in who's going to be in those spots. And I got to probably find better ways to put some of those kids even in a little bit more, to be honest, because they've been solid there. And I got to get kids ready for next year too, for that matter. And they're certainly good enough to play minutes. But our backline's been awesome. Obviously with Graham back there, and Jack's been back there. We want to push him in the midfield, looking to push him in the middle a little bit more. But with those guys back there, we're going to be tough to score on all year.
Yeah, agreed. looks. I mean, Graham's pace is such an asset. You know, if anyone's hitting you on the break, it's amazing. He's played really well. So next week looks like a bit of a tougher test, huh? Three away trips. You got Manchester, Essex, then I think Linfield, then Methuen. Have you been looking at these teams? How do you think they're going to shape up? And it looks like a much tougher week on paper than you've had so far.
Really looking forward to it because these are the games that we want to have. To be honest, we don't want to be team 6-0. We want to have competitive games that get us ready for the state tournament and to make soccer funner. Honestly, Manchester Essex just came off a win over Pawtucket. They have a very dangerous player. We got a great game plan for our game. We got the guys who can do the game plan, and I think as long as we do what we're going to do and play how we're going to play, we're going to be okay. But yeah, we also got to look at when you have 3 games and they're going to be tough. How we manage the bodies, and we're the deepest we've been. So I feel good about going into the week with 3 games.
Yeah.
You know, like before I'd be like, all right, how am I going to rest this kid? How am I going to rest that person? These kids are going to get rest naturally because of the competition on the pitch. You know?
Linfield looking strong. Three wins in the Cal League. I think they only have 1 defeat so far. They're traditionally pretty strong. How do you expect them to shape up?
Yeah, they were young last year and they were good. I didn't think they expected a lot out of them, and they were just good enough to compete well last year. You know, co-champs with us, and so I'm looking forward to that game. It's going to be a little bit of a rivalry game, and we're going to be up for it for sure. You know, we got to take care of Manchester Essex first, but I'm looking forward to that game. Seeing how good they are.
Yeah. There seems to be a great togetherness in this group. A lot of them have played together for a lot of years, and but there's a lot of competition for places. How does this compare to some of the other teams you've coached and some of the other squads you've coached?
Yeah, it's certainly, before it was almost a cycle through, like it was every 5 years we get a good team or something like that over the time I've been here, and now we have a group that's really been together for a few years now, a couple of years, and the kids are all coming up. The younger kids are coming up into this same group of kids, and they're seeing the closeness of it, and the group's been fantastic. I think it kind of started a few years back with when Pat Folletti was playing and stuff, and we started getting a good group of kids together, and also, how we play on the field, the camaraderie, the sportsmanship, and playing tough at the same time. And it's gotten better and better as we're going. And I think last year's team did an awesome job with that. 2 years ago did an awesome job with that run into the North Finals there. And now we're coming to another level of not just the talent, but the camaraderie of the kids, and then being close and having a common goal together too.
So ultimately, what do you think this team can achieve this season? What are your expectations, and where do you think how do you think it's going to pan out?
I mean, our goals is to win the conference for sure outright. We should have done that the last two years, to be honest. And we fell short 2 years ago, and last year we co-champs. We want to win it outright this year. And then this team's good enough to make a run in the state championship. We don't know how it's going to pan out with a statewide thing, which is different this year. But I think if we keep taking care of business like we're doing, we'll get a good seed in it and have a chance to make a run at it.
Coach Bleau, thanks so much for your time on Blues Views. Good luck next week, and we'll catch up again soon. Blue.